Okay, today we're going to talk about agreement of subject and verb, but in this case, we're going to look at these special subjects. So the first group of special subjects that we're looking at are collective nouns. So collective nouns can either be plural or verb, depending upon whether they're doing the thing as a whole or if they're doing it as an individual. So the first sentence we have is the case of an audience doing it as a whole group. So they are doing it as a whole group, so it's considered singular. So the audience applauds. In the second one, they're individually finding their seat. Otherwise, that would be weird. They would be all sitting on each other's laps. So the audience find their seat. The second group, these are some of our nouns that end in S, but they're actually singular things. So like mathematics is a single subject studied, or measles, it's a single disease. So even though it ends in S, which seems confusing, it's a single thing. So diabetes is a problem. It's not R, it's is. On the flip side, we have these single things that end in S that act as plurals. So like scissors or pants. They're one thing, but we treat them as if they're two. So these pants are tight. So be careful with some of those subjects. They might seem like they're singular, but they're actually treated as if they're plural. This next group of unusual nouns is when we have an ICS word like politics. So in words like that, it's sort of dependent on the second half of the sentence, or maybe just dependent on what you're talking about. So in the first case, we've got politics, and if we look at the second half of the sentence, it's a touchy subject, so it's singular, is. Politics is a touchy subject. In the second sentence, we're thinking of like a whole slew of things that go into politics, and so they are different. So his politics are different from mine. When we talk about nouns of amount, it depends upon, again, how you're looking at it. If it's a single amount, it's a single subject. If it's a bunch of dollar bills, then it might be a plural. So the first one, $5, we're looking at as a single amount. It's too much. It's a single amount, therefore it is too much. The second one, though, I have $5 in my wallet, so $5 are in my wallet. In that case, it's each dollar, right? 3 weeks as an incubation period would be considered singular, so it is an incubation period. 3 weeks as in single entities, they have passed. Therefore, it's plural. Moving on, we get to titles of television shows, titles of books, etc. They're single titles, even if there's more than one thing. So The Lady and the Tramp are two different beings, but it's one movie, therefore it is a movie. Moving on, we get to compound subjects joined by and. In this case, in the first case, we're talking about compound subjects joined by and it's suggesting that there's more than one thing. So the shark and the porpoise, two things, they are diving. However, the second one, it's sort of one single food group, mashed potatoes and gravy. They end up as one thing, so it is delicious. Okay? Peanut butter and jelly is a good sandwich, right? One thing. Compound subjects joined by or nor is a little different. So in this case, we're going to look at the noun closest to the verb. So neither the shark nor the porpoises. In this case, we've got more than one porpoise, so they are diving. We get as close to the verb as we can, and then that's how we know the answer. The second one, either the porpoises or the shark. Notice we have the same grouping, but the shark is closest to the verb this time, so it is diving. So it's all dependent upon what is closest to the verb. Okay, and our last group for the week, we have a couple of interesting subjects. So many is considered a subject, kind of a weird subject, but it exists. So many a writer, painter, musician is considering each individually. So knows, we take the singular verb. Then every newspaper and magazine, okay, each individual prints in editorials. In this case, the suggestion is every individual magazine. And same with each. Each dolphin and his trainer they're separate from each other, therefore it is singular. Okay. So those are the concepts for the week. You have, as per usual, 2 assignments that go with it. And the first assignment is pretty easy, but that second assignment with those collective nouns or with the compound nouns, oopsies. I just want to show you how to do this first one in the second assignment. So in this case, because we have compound subjects, you want to grab both subjects. So Mrs. Albert and Mr. Ling are giving. And then you move on, okay? So just make sure that you're including both of those subjects. You don't have to include the and. All right, good luck for this week. And I hope that I see you in our Google Meets as we move on to this new phase of our learning. Thank you.